This one is especially for you, Tom, on the channel Off the Beaten Pot.
Hello and welcome back to Off the Beaten Pot, where we're bringing great food back to the great outdoors. So if you would like hints, tips and tasty recipes for when you're out backpacking, hiking, etc., then consider subscribing to the channel. If you like this video and what you find within it, you find it useful, please do hit the like button and of course leave a comment. So I'm very excited about this video today for two reasons. Well, more than two, but two main reasons. One, this is a collaboration with Matthias Eriksson. I'm very excited because Matthias was my second ever subscriber. Two, this is about coffee, a subject very close to my heart. This video is going to hopefully help you up your brew game while in the great outdoors. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong sometimes with instant coffee. However, I like a proper coffee. So today we're going to be looking at 4 different methods of brewing coffee out on the trail. So for the first method, Kokkafee, I hope, I always find myself ruining the Swedish language, so apologies to my Swedish viewers. So over to Matthias in the beautiful, beautiful Swedish nature.
I boiled up the water first and then poured the coffee in. Let it sit for like, let's say 8 minutes. So it cools down and you get a really good taste. It's not that punchy taste, it's more a fruity taste actually. Let us have some Cowboy coffee.
So for a quick recap, you're going to take coarse ground coffee, depending on the strength you like, 4 lumps into your boiled water and leave it for around 8 minutes. There are other ways of doing this. One, which is where you pour your grounds into the coffee and then boil it. Matthias has a video which compares the two, so I'm going to leave a link to that above so you can check that out for yourself. And then once your coffee is brewed, he's got pine leaves in the spout. I love that. It looks cool, but also practically it filters out any excess granules that are going to come through. If you leave it for long enough and pour slowly, the sediment, the ground should be mostly at the bottom. However, pine needles just to catch those extra few. Brilliant and genius idea. Get yourself a nice sweet pastry and some friends to have a truly fika experience. So we've got 3 more methods to cover, and as we go through them, they are going to get more smaller and lightweight, a little more friendly to pack weight and size. So that brings us on to number 2, which is the other bulky one, but this is particularly fancy, and this is the Wacaco Nanopresso. So this is ingenious. It basically gives you an espresso while you're out on the trail, or I use it at home quite a lot. So I've got at the moment my double espresso bucket in there, basket thing, and you fill that up to the line and then you can tamp it down with the scoop. It's designed to fit in. You tamp it down, load it up into there, twist it on. If that's a bit of a faff for you, they do an espresso add-on as well, so you just put your Nespresso capsule in there. The best capsules I've found, one, because they're biodegradable with ethical coffee sourcing, that would be Origin Coffee. I'll leave a link below. Really tasty as well. Then you have to pre-boil the water, then you add it to this bit here. You can also buy longer chambers, which comes with the double espresso kit. But once you've got your boiling water in, you squeeze it like that, turn it round, and then pump until the pressure goes. It'll hiss and you'll get this beautiful espresso. Obviously it only makes espresso. If you want it longer, just add a bit of boiling water. It's just really nice to have a bit of a fancy coffee, especially when you've not got a busy time ahead of you at camp and you're taking your time. It's just a little extra item of comfort and exquisiteness. So next up, arguably the most easiest is a coffee bag. Like a tea bag, you put it into your mug, add boiling water and let it brew. The upside is they're really lightweight, and there are more companies doing these now, so there is a lot more choice. They do need to be quite big because it makes, I find, quite a weak coffee. Very simple: booth, water, weight, milk if you want it. We'll get onto milk at the end of this video. Finally, my preferred method of coffee on the trail, a pour over coffee. There are loads on the market out there. I think I'm not going to list them all. There are loads of coffee pour over manufacturers that specialize in outdoor pour over coffee. My favorite is the Miir. Few reasons: incredible company, ethically sound and ethically bound and all of that. You know, that's my jam on this channel. Check out their website and their ethics and ethos below. What's brilliant about this is that this is a coffee maker. Yes, a bit like the Trencher Triangle. Comes into 3 little bits, and you put the small groove into the long groove. There is your coffee maker. It's pretty cool. What I've liked about this is they've thought about it to the point where there's a little ridge there, so it fits nicely over your cup or your mug, and if there's a bit of wobble, those ridges catch it. And they've got these really wide edges beyond where it connects, which means you've got a nice big surface to grab onto. So obviously you're going to need filter papers with this. They're standard coffee filters. And you just place your filter in there, add the desired amount of coffee, and pour in the boiling water straight into your mug. Put in the amount you want, pour in the water. The only thing to make note of is it's quite shallow. So for me to get a reasonable mug full, I have to fill it 2 and a bit times. And if you go over too far, it's gonna collapse a bit. But I've not had a major incident yet, and I've used it quite a lot. So that would be my favorite of all of my coffee makers, and it's probably the smallest one in the world, really. Coffee filters for pour over, really inexpensive. You can choose your own coffee, again use coarse ground. This packs up into practically nothing and doesn't take up any space in your bag, so the space you're saving really. And I usually keep it in the pouch where I keep the filters as well. So anyway, let's talk milk. If you insist on having milk in your coffee, then that's fine. If you're not going for long and it's cool, just take a bit of milk with you. Just make sure it's in a really watertight or milk tight container, because spilling milk on anything, fabric, especially in your backpack, is going to suck. If you are an instant coffee drinker and you're just looking at getting into nicer coffee while you're out and about, then just take powdered milk, just add it into the coffee in a powder and stir it at the end. You can even buy fancy foaming powdered milk now to give you, like a latte. Also, the other thing to do is the single serving milk pouches. Great thing about them is they're free from most cafes, services, or very, very inexpensive from the shops. So if you like milk, there's again plenty of options out there. You can play it safe with powdered milk. It's not to everyone's taste. It's certainly reminiscent of being outdoors, and some people like that. There's the single serving milk. Great thing about it is free mostly, or very inexpensive. So thank you for joining me once again for this episode of Off the Beaten Pot Coffee Edition. I know I've been away. I'm always away. I'm always saying this. Oh, sorry, I've been away for ages and I've been meaning to post so many times, but life gets in the way. So I think what I do is I wait for myself to go out on adventures, and my life doesn't always allow me to get out so much. And it's something I will work on, even if it's just I can drop my kid off at nursery and do like an hour's walk, but life admin gets in the way. Other bits and bobs doesn't get in the way, it's just life, isn't it? So I'm actively going to carve more time out for videos. It might have to be in a setting like this. This is my studio, which I've thrown things behind me to sort of make look semi-pro, where I'm going to be doing a lot more advice videos, review videos, hints and tips from the comfort of my studio, just so I can keep a regular run of videos going. And then while also doing this, I hope to get outdoors, and I'm going to make getting outdoors and the videos I make be a little bit more sustainable, so get more videos per trip. and I've got a lot of videos planned. I do always think about this channel, and I'm always non-stop thinking, planning, plotting, scheming, and hopefully that will come to you guys in the form of more regular content, more often. And the great thing about YouTube is if you get bombarded, you can switch off for a while. But I'd recommend you didn't. Anyway, I'm Waffling, I'm Tom, and this has been Off the Beaten Pot. Cheers and gone.
Enchanté.